What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of our Avowed playthrough. Today we're continuing with the main mission momentarily. We do have one more side mission left in Dawnshore, here on Castle's Folly Island. There is some, I don't know if they're pirates or what they are, but there's a faction looking to discuss some things. So we're gonna go out here and speak with them, but then we're gonna travel to Fjormes Inverno. I'm assuming that is the next zone. We've spent quite a few episodes now inside Dawnshore. You know, we explored the overgrown frontier. Then we made it to the city of Paradise, and then outside the big city walls. So I'm looking forward to that. When you go to the Living Lands, there's a ton of locations. There's one here. There's the volcano area, a desert area. I'm assuming you're going to be able to explore most of these in the game. I have no idea what this game has planned for future expansions, but I'm looking forward to seeing what else gets thrown our way. So let's continue into Castle's Folly here. Try and complete the side missions before we venture forward. I gotta say, the more I play the game, the more I'm absolutely loving my time with Avowed. I think in episode 1, I really loved the combat from the get-go. I loved the way the world felt and worked, but I wasn't overly captivated by the story from the get-go. I can safely say over the last few episodes, especially the last one, that was one of the most fun I've had in an RPG game in quite some time. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that continues to develop. We're starting to get little bits and pieces of information regarding the godlike entity that apparently took over our soul. I mean, we spoke with the Watcher, and she was pretty clear that it wasn't like other god-touched people or other scenarios. We did get some new weapons. Let's give this a go and see how this works.
Yeah, this wasn't a sure thing.
Ooh.
Trying.
We also found a couple new weapons, including this fire sword and a frost axe, which has become one of my favorite weapons in this game. Oh my gosh, this guy's going nuts. Oh boy. Okay, so this gun feels infinitely better than the last one we had. Mind you, it's a tier 1 versus a tier 2. Did you not die? Like, I took a 400 damage headshot and survived.
Oh, you see that?
All right, that was a little bit more difficult than I thought it would initially be.
Nothing like a win with a good team.
So last episode we were using a pistol as well as the two-handed gun, but I don't know, I feel like having a melee weapon for breaking things up close, not having to waste time reloading, things like that. So I am gonna switch back to the Drawn in Winter, though. I love this axe. The frozen multiplier that you have with Kai's abilities as well just seems to click really nicely. Now, let's go back to where we came up, because there's few more things to loot. Oh, maybe we got them all. You dummy. I saw it too, and I was like, is it gonna just explode when I use a melee attack on it? Turns out it will. You don't need fire. As long as you hit it, it will explode. God dang it. Oh, go ahead and eat some more food. That sucks. I went and crafted a whole bunch of food, or rather cooked a whole bunch of food at camp. So we should have a good amount of meals rather than just individual pieces of food. What is behind here? This looks like another way up. Ooh. What do you got for me? Okay, looks like we can go up there a little bit, but I do want to explore back inside this camp area. What are these? Other grains? Not entirely sure. 75 meters that way. There's a whole lot of this island to explore.
I don't agree with all of your Adira laws, but you're right to be suspicious of animancy. Don't tell Liviana I said that.
Yeah, this looks a little sketch. You friend or foe? You are foe.
Everybody all right?
Yes, sir. Roger that. All right, we might have to explore this after we speak with the person we're trying to find. So let's go this way first and make sure that we pick up any quests that they might have for us. Hey, friends.
You help.
Ooh. Nice dodge. Ooh, ow, 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 I'm on fire. All right, that was that fire triggered with the area of effect stuff was actually pretty gnarly. There's got to be something over there. Ooh, another piece of the Wodika puzzle. We're at 4 of 6. We almost have all the blessings. I wonder if the goal is to find them before you leave the area. I got to assume you can travel back to certain regions. I can't imagine that a world like this you get locked out of a zone, but I guess when we go to travel there, if that is the case, I would hope it would tell you like, yo, you're leaving you're leaving this region. Are you sure you want to do that? I don't know which way to go here. Probably this way. It would really suck if you left and it was like, all right, you can never go back.
Got it. Oh, take a breather, folks. Getting out of this alive. Please, please don't hurt us. We're just trying to get this Audra for Captain Bardado before she comes and kills us.
Hello, Robbie Damon. I recognize that voice anywhere. I'm pretty sure you promised the Audra to someone else.
We made a mistake. Defalva's Audra is unretrievable. On the bottom of the sea, somewhere between here and the Deadfire. We acquired some luminous Audra from the Valian Trading Company, meaning to sell it to Sapienta Defalva in Paradis. My ship sank in a massive storm on the way here, and the Audra was lost. We got to shore, but that's the least of our worries.
Okay. It's here to take them back to Audra, but you don't have the Audra to give them.
You got it. But the Valians won't accept that as an excuse. They want Audra to replace what we took. Our plan was to tell the client we couldn't get the Audra and hide out in Paradis until we knew we were out of trouble. The Valians weren't far behind us. Bardado gave us one last chance. If we could find enough Audra to replace what we lost.
Do you really trust her not to kill you?
Trusting the company is always risky. But not returning the Audra will absolutely get us killed. Are you serious?
I would do
You'd do
anything
that
for you,
for us?
Robbie Damon. You'll just have to trust us, I suppose.
I guess so. Gods, we really sank to the bottom this time. We're supposed to bring the Audra to Bardado at the Usher's Hand just north of here. She's probably already there waiting for us. If you somehow make it out alive with the Audra, get it to Sapienta Defalva in Paradis. Maybe he'll do some good with it.
All right, interesting. So I'm assuming we're going to get a chance to speak with Bardito or whatever her name was, Bardado. because I don't know if I just trust Captain Trevick. Not entirely sure if I trust all of these folks, but I guess we'll find out. Ooh, Arcanist Ring. We keep getting a lot of this Arcanist gear. I wonder if... I don't think there's like set bonuses in this game. It'd be kind of cool if there was.
Dawnshore is most people's first view of the living lands and last brush with civilization.
I think we've hit everything on this part of the island. So where does it want us to go? It wants us to go to Usher's Hand. All right. I was going to fast travel, but I think there's a quick way across here, and it leads to a location that we have not explored just yet. So let's see if that remains true.
Careful. There's a reason this place is called Castel's Folly, and it's not because of its...
We do have to
whimsical
explore
sense of
that
humor.
side, but that shouldn't take too long. All right, let's have a chat with this Bardado. Are you Bardado?
Hold it there, amigo. We're expecting someone tonight for sure. But you're not them.
Captain Bardado, I presume.
You got it, pal. Though I'd put money down that you spoke to my good friend Trevick. Told you we were the buddies, did he? Trevick and his scabby newts stole Adra from the Valiant Trading Company. This is widely advised against. You see what I mean? So I'm here in my capacity as a procurement agent, if you will. I bring back the Adra, or I bring back their heads.
Okay, be reasonable. Trevick lost Adra at sea. Let's leave Trevick and his crew alone, or I put an end to this here and now. I'm sure that sounds reasonable. Let's do 3.
Well then, I guess we'll go kill Trevick
Oh,
and
jeez.
his crew
I
after
don't think there
we
was a way
take
out of
the
this one
Adra
way or
from
another.
your corpse. Bring me their heads.
Oh god. What the heck just happened to that dude? He exploded. Was that Marius's like stealth attack that did that? The one that strikes 6 times? Actually, let's take care of some of these little guys. Feel like this isn't doing much to her.
Let me catch my breath.
Damn, she is beefy. Ooh, nice dodge. Like when I freeze her, her hair turns white. Oh, what the heck did she just do to us? Hi, you right, my friend?
Who's ready for more?
All right, well, we tried to have a peaceful conversation with her, but she did not seem to give a give a crap. All right, I guess we got to go back to the dude, but I think his position has changed, it looks like. I don't see him at Caster's Folly. Bring Luminous Adra to Sapiento. Alright. Have a quick turn in here, and then I think we're going to venture forward with the main quest. I do want to see as many of the zones, you know, early as possible. I gotta think that we're able to fast travel back. Alright, let's have a quick peek with this. Oops. Press the wrong button, folks. No need for cause for alarm. Accidentally just yeeted that. Oh, this guy.
My friend, any chance you found some luminous Adra for me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was gonna say we could go try and find the Pyre Captain
now
again,
my
but
work can continue. Take this. I was saving it for a rainy day, but who knows when that will be. Perfectly honest?
oh,
My
good.
track record isn't great, but this is the best chance I've ever had. Thank you again, my wonderfully unique friend. May you find a kinship with this land.
Level 9. We are progressing nicely through this game. Is that really it? Totem? We can locate all the different totems, but I don't know entirely where they are. So we're going to put one more into fight, just so we have a little bit more damage and carry capacity. I don't want to go too ham into that. What else do we got? Shield bash. Attacking while holding blocks slams your... Okay, that's not bad. Slams forward, stun, pushback, and interrupts. Definitely not terrible. After taking damage, slowly regenerate 50% of the health lost. Maximum health. We have the charge. Barbaric shout. Power attacks with axes and greatswords deal bleed. That's not bad either. I don't really know what else I want to get in Ranger until we get to level 10. Survivalist. That's definitely not bad. What we got here? Increases damage with bows and guns by 40%. We need level 10 for that as well. One-handed melee. That could be not bad. Why is there a lock icon? Oh, because you need that to get arrow deflection. I see. Let's grab 1 point into finesse, just so we have both our sets of weapons doing even just a little bit more. 25% more damage seems pretty good. We'll have to figure out if that's... That remains to be seen. I mean, we could easily just respec if we don't think that these are going to be useful in the long run. But for now, base damage, 25%, all my melee weapons, all my guns. I feel like that is pretty solid considering that's kind of the build we're going towards. A one-handed melee with a shield, and then a secondary weapon being the double-handed gun. All right, let's head forward. Let's see if we're actually leaving this place. We might have to do a little bit of progress at this location since we have not revealed the map, so to speak. There's still a lot of unknowns on this side of the Dawn Shore area. Where are we going? There's these two snakes on the map as well. I don't really know what that means. Already been to that house. Doesn't look like there's much up here.
This isn't so bad. Your city smells like a tannery.
Oh, it's these people
I
again.
cannot escape it even here.
It really is beautiful.
I say.
All right, so they don't want to talk, but those were the two people we found that were blocking the temple, where the other godlike character was creating the giant golem to bring back his god.
Something doesn't feel right here. Never has.
Precarious hold. We'll just use Kai. I'm not going to switch my weapon yet. Perfect. Thank you, sir. Ooh. What do we got in here? Oh. There's a little trap that I didn't even see. Thank God we didn't move to the left or we would have got just pegged with bullet. By bullet, I mean arrow. Is there anything down here? There we go. Guess we'll have to take the ladder back up. Oh, I see what I have to do.
Stand back.
We probably have to pull this. There we go. Ah, I see. They are magically charged arrows. That also looks like the bridge is fully closed. Are we even going to be able to get out of here? Oh, geez, that scared me. I didn't see the ladder. My camera shook.
Aye, aye.
What's the point of burning that? Oh, a button. So sick, man. Here we go. Come on, give me something good. Nothing. Bear claws. They're actually kind of useful, so not too upset by that. All right, let's continue. Back up here. Hang a right.
Coming in hot.
There's a 3 here, but I don't see. Is that broken off somewhere?
Here it comes.
So that's gonna shoot. It's gonna shoot that way somewhere. Aha! I see where it's aiming. Actually, we can do this an easier way. Okay, let's see if I've lined everything up. Cool, 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 cool.
Something happened here. Birth. Voices. Arms building a wall. The ruins sleep in the field now. The only proof they lived. How do we leave our mark upon the river of memory?
Okay, when we lead by example, we're remembered for our principles. We live on through the relationships that we cultivate. We're not giving a place in history. We have to fight for it. Ooh, I like that one.
Throw a stone to make ripples. Beat back the tide of time. Your resolve stirs within us.
Alright.
Just like the stranglehold. Envoy, you gotta tell me your secret. The Envoy blacked out. Now the Audra has flowers on it. Does that about sum it up?
So another piece of Adra, which is nice. Those are used to upgrade pretty much anything in the game from what I've seen. It says Godless Altar. Ooh, oh, dear God. Did not even see him. Somebody to the right as well. Why's my guy not swinging? That was weird. I was trying to do a charge attack and it just literally wasn't letting me.
Star metal, if I'm not mistaken. Might want to take that to a blacksmith. Take a moment, people.
Take it? Did that say forge us some sort of... What did that say? Forge a star stuff? Forged of star stuff. I thought it was forged star stuff. Someone in the living land must know how to craft with star metal. If not, they might know someone who can. So we could take it to the blacksmith. I'm guessing it has to be the one in Dawnshore. Might be able to take it. It said living lands though. So it might be available to take elsewhere. We got down here some spiders. Oh gosh. Oh, I guess we're taking this way down. Okay, these people have insane aim, man. Spiders are OP, and now I'm poisoned.
This way.
Oh, it's one of those shadows.
Another glorious battle.
None of these are burnable. Those don't give you anything. There was a cave here. We can quickly run inside and see if there's any loot. Seems like there might be something. Nothing too exciting. Some money.
Next one's mine. Oh, no, you don't.
I think we're just about ready to continue. I feel like there's not a whole heck of a lot left remaining on Dawn Shore to explore. Here she comes. Nice shot. Might have to fast travel back up the hill. I don't know if it'll let me climb up here. I think we're just gonna hop over. All right, let's head to the gate. We're gonna have to find a way to lower the bridge. Hopefully they do that for us. So what's this place? Emerald Stair Gatehouse.
Can't believe we're stationed out here, so far from the city. Piss off the captain or something?
Doesn't look like there's any quests down here. There is some vendors.
Would it kill the Claviger to send us some better food?
You really couldn't have worded that any worse.
My last lockpick. Watch it be absolutely nothing. Ooh, an agate's not bad. A couple grenades.
You seriously haven't heard yet?
Those are all very useful in upgrading as well.
Don't worry about it.
So there's a vendor here, but I don't... Oh, there he is.
Envoy. The eyes of Paradise are still upon you. Watch your step.
I didn't hear you coming. Paradise must have sent their best.
Careful. He could be a messenger. Or this could get interesting.
We have learned you are not a figure to be trifled with. My compatriots have observed your judgment. We have a message for you. We do not give second warnings. Consider this one carefully.
Okay, thanks for the quote-unquote warning. This is sick.
Hold a moment. They tell me you're going to Emerald Stair. Business or pleasure?
We could say pleasure, but we're gonna
just
keep
remember to
as
cover your
straightforward
mouth,
with guards
sneeze
as
into
we
your
can.
elbow, and sleep with lavender under your pillow. Fair warning, Envoy. Before you showed up, Inquisitor Ludwine barged past me. She was looking none too pleased.
I'll watch out for her. Thanks for the warning.
Don't thank me. In fact, keep my name away from Ludwine's ears. Better if she doesn't know I exist. Anyway, I thought you should know Ludwine's on the prowl. Tread lightly.
As long as she's not on our scent. Hopefully, your handling of Egwolf brought us some grace with her.
You're cleared to pass, Envoy.
Travel to Fiormes Inverno. All right, let's see what this next zone looks like.
Can't say I'm sad to be leaving Paradise. I had no idea how tense things were with the Adirans moving in.
And Egwolf's death won't help matters.
You had to know that might happen. I mean, you've met Ludwine, right?
Regardless, the Steel Garrote will see this as an excuse to crack down. I get the feeling they've been looking for one.
Steel Garrote? I figured they're just more intense Adiran soldiers.
Like, they're often employed to hunt traitors and oathbreakers. They'll help bring order to the frontier.
They'll have the work cut out for them here. About half the people who come to the Living Lands are fugitives or exiles from something.
Yeah, but you've seen their leader, right?
Don't like
She's
that
psychotic.
Ludwine
Yeah,
woman.
there you go.
She gives me the vreekas.
Yeah, I've seen floggings gentler than the scolding she gave Hilgard. One's tacking when the other's jibing, if you catch my drift.
It's hard to believe she's supposed to be working
And
with
that's gonna
him.
mean trouble for everyone around them before long.
And it's a good thing we're getting out of the city.
Yeah. Much as Liviana misses our company, I wouldn't count on your mysterious friend reviving you a second time.
Are you listening to that friend when you go all blank-eyed from time to time? Does your special friend talk to you? I mean, I had an imaginary friend when I was little, but they never brought me back from the dead.
He means that with all due professional respect, of course.
Does he?
How do you
Does
know
he?
this friend doesn't mean us any harm?
I actually don't know. I have my suspicions as a player, me specifically. I don't trust them.
Well,
But
maybe figure it out. We can't prepare for what we don't know is coming.
We're headed to Fiormes Inverno to see if the Animancers know anything about the Dream Scourge, right? Maybe we'll learn something about your condition in the process.
Right. When it comes time to deal with Animancers, you two are on your own.
let's go with the Animancia's outlawed. Some meddling with it sounds dangerous.
Most fun things are.
They could stand around and have scholarly debates about souls all they want. Gives me a great opportunity to take a nap.
I haven't been back in a while, but Fjord is an interesting place. It was founded about 50 years ago by a disgraced Valian duke and a handful of animancers who'd soured on politics in the republics.
Town full of nobles, scholars, and leeches, all surviving off the work of the farmers who grow food for the whole island.
They're an eccentric bunch. You'll see. It turns out that academics are as ungovernable as the rest of us rabble.
You don't understand what they're messing with. They can't tame the wilds with machinery.
They've held it at bay until recently. Their ingenuity, or madness, or heresy, take your pick, has fed a lot of people in the Living Lands. But, rumor has it, some unnatural blight is destroying their crops.
I really want to see if either mod support gets added to this game or if the modding community just does it anyway. I would love to see this gameplay be completely redone with Garrus's skin on top of Kai. Like, I would love to see Garrus from Mass Effect just walking around. It's the same voice actor. It just would, it would be hilarious.
Hopefully there's nothing to that. But if there is, we'll find out soon enough. And while we're in Emerald Stair, there's something I've been putting off. An old friend from my time in Thirdborn had a cabin out in the woods. Tama. He passed a while ago, but he left something for me that I never got around to picking up. But since we'll be in Emerald Stair anyway...
Yeah, sure. We'll go there.
You won't regret it. Emerald Stair's lovely this time of year. Even the Delumgon bloom.
No matter what I tell you, you keep picking flowers from things that want to kill you.
Hey, they love me. You just gotta ask nicely. Compliment their foliage.
Right. Maybe buy them a drink before they choke you to death with vines.
I know enough not to wander blindly into a Delimgan's den.
I hope so.
Yep.
I
That's how
think
you say
that goes
that.
without saying.
You and I have quite the adventure ahead of us, Envoy.
Our deal was I'd help you find your assassin. I did that. I figured you'd probably travel faster with fewer people anyway. I have, you know, things to do back in Paradise. Yep, keeps me plenty busy.
Come to think of it, I haven't been to Emerald Stair in a while, and the Envoy's never been. Know any good guides we could hire?
None that could help the two of you. You need the best guide in the lands to keep you from getting yourselves killed.
My experience hasn't prepared me for the specific hazards of the living lands.
That's okay. We can discover them together.
Now that you mention it, you're gonna need my help if
Hey,
you're
there
traveling
we
through
go.
the lands with this Nimdude. I have 2 rules. No campfire songs and no hugs. That last one's non-negotiable.
I hear wiggle room on the singing.
If we're done being ridiculous, we should get some rest. We'll be in Emerald Stair tomorrow.
Good to have you with us, Marius.
Right. Go to bed before you violate the hugging rule.
Right on. So we were able to convince Marius to stay, which would have been interesting if he had said no. Okay, we can't really upgrade much. We could upgrade the last light of day, which might be the play. We could also update. No, honestly, I think it's probably good to get this to a tier 2 item. So let's go ahead and do that. We also have Wind and Wave now that we've equipped. Wouldn't mind getting Unflinching Duty, but what else do we have? Can't upgrade any of that. I think that's good for upgrading. Enchants we don't need to worry about just yet.
You feel that?
So what do we get? Activating a companion ability increases your damage for 5 seconds.
Must
That's
be
pretty sick.
magical.
All right, I think we're ready to venture forth into the new zone. I'm excited to see what this place looks like. I've heard all the zones are pretty wildly different. Obviously, if it's just another forested area, it might feel similar. Nope, this is already epic. Man, they did such a good job with the world.
Oh, would you be a dear and help with these formelings?
Looks like she could use our help. Let's go.
What the fungi people? Oh my god, they're amazing. Oh, okay. Ow, ow. Hey, chill, bud. Oh my god, these are the best characters in any game. This is fantastic. Man, this poison. We gotta get some food that clears up poison. We might already have some.
Oh, fantastic. People. I was about to lose my wits.
I know this voice actress as well.
The dust of the Akita in her hair. She knocks. We would answer.
You wouldn't happen to have a ladder on hand, would you?
Are you one of the Stanza's cartographers by chance?
Sansa? Absolutely not. Cute as a button, but he's so high-strung. I pursue my own academic interests. Interests that require the vase in the ruins. And a ladder. But perhaps we don't need one. You're tall, striking, and well-toned.
What's so important about this face?
Oh, of course.
So this is probably
Why
a new
would priceless
companion.
artifact be important? Well, I'm not surprised you don't know of the Godless. But they were here in the Living Lands long before we were. Long before anyone else, as far as I can tell. Give or take a few thousand years. They lived on every corner of the lands. You must have passed a few of their ruins on the way here. The big ones, with spires that look More than a little phallic. A lot of their structures were embedded in the ground. They lived in harmony with the land. I mean, as much as you can live in harmony with the land actively trying to kill you.
True.
Maybe it was nicer back then. 30 years of research, and as far as I can tell, they just upped and disappeared one day. Fascinating, right? Well, what's important is that the vase is within my grasp, now that I've a tall, dark, and handsome stranger to help.
So I'm almost positive this is Anjali Bhamani. She's a fantastic voice actress. I don't know, it's crazy how many voice actresses and actors are in this game that I instantly recognize. Like, this has a really big cast of well-known voice actors.
There's a vase in this ruin that's too high for me to reach. Fetch it for me. I can pay you in skates if you do. The vase sits atop that tower beside us, in the ruins there. And once you've got it, look me up. Yatsley, wizard extraordinaire, godless
Ooh, a
expert,
wizard.
and a Balrog in the bedroom.
My lord.
You do meet the most interesting people.
I can get you 1,000 vases that don't require going into some ancient ruins. But no one listens to me.
Okay, so we have a new quest in these runes. So let's go ahead and track that bad boy. Every time I think I can climb these mushrooms, it always just sits me down. I just want to climb them, man. All right, well, I think we've discovered our next companion, which is pretty cool. Like I said, I like Marius, but he kind of goes hand in hand with how I want to build my range version of this character. So I think, assuming we do get her, we'll probably look to use
Keep quiet.
that character over Marius and then keep Kai for the up close and personal stuff. Bunch of hides.
Let's go. Is that all you got? Glad that's over.
That's cool looking. Okay, we gotta get to the top of this tower to find the vase she's looking for. Ooh. Another piece of Adra. That's actually really good finding those. I don't mind that, like, chests that have gold around them can sometimes pop those out, because you definitely need a whole bunch of them in order to craft certain upgrades for your kit. Let's clear this up. Get some rabbits. Cooked rabbit into our body.
Andra's titties, you found it! I tried using magic to get the vase down, but alas. Thankfully, you and your little friends came along and saved the day.
Excuse me. We're all bigger than you are, Nimdude.
I may be small, but my magic is not, I assure you. Oh.
It's not about
holding
size,
my
it's how
vase
you use
hostage.
it.
I respect that. First and foremost, Fior Mesiverno is an animancer sanctuary. Vidaro, unlike his father, the former governor, is not an animancer. I don't know why anyone would give two pyres about Vidaro. He loathes the idea of others thinking Fior is less than perfect. Emerald Stair used to be the breadbasket of the living lands. Now it won't bear fruit, and there are rumors of plague. Pleasant, isn't it? But I'd best pack up. I want to get home. I've a new artifact to study. Thank you for your help, godlike. Even if you didn't have a ladder.
I feel like this might be a possible companion, given that it's a wizard, but I guess we haven't, if she is, I guess we haven't unlocked the ability to use her just yet, so we'll have to figure that out. I could be completely off track as well, and she might not have anything to do with companions in this game.
This one's mine. Arms up. Just aye aye.
Common sword, don't need to pick up those. Pretty sure I have one of every common sword or common weapon type in our
stair like this. It's you.
Set up party camp. No, never mind.
Nice.
Sorry, I think we have one of every common weapon type inside our stash at camp, so I'm not overly concerned with picking up too many common weapons anymore. They don't sell for a lot. They don't really dismantle for too much either. Obviously, if we can afford putting it in our bag, we can keep it and then dismantle it at a later time, but
has anyone figured out how to get rid of it?
You and me both, Kai. I forgot bears can shoot goo in this world. Mare's had a little bit better abilities. Like the one seems really good, the other one doesn't.
People weren't hungry enough.
What the heck? They got literal zombies working for them?
A godlike in Emerald's den. I'd offer to shake your hand, but I've been elbow deep in Beatrice all day.
I'm looking for the governor. Do you know where I can find him? Excuse me, you mean that rotting cadaver?
Try and use their names, if you don't mind. It builds their confidence.
Sure.
As you can see, this is my reanimated corpse farm.
Oh, and what do you use for fertilizer? Other corpses?
I'm trying to demonstrate the value of undead labor. But of course, nothing is ever that simple. What am I supposed to do?
I mean, they'd be
Just
good.
let them decompose?
They don't get tired.
Reanimated corpses are the future of manual labor. Cost-effective, low maintenance, and very friendly. Now, Beatrice, she's being a real problem, if you can believe it. Would you be a dear and reach into her guts?
What
Feel
the?
around for anything that doesn't belong. Aha! So the blight
Guess
got
we already
into
did
my
it by
revenue
accident.
and interfered with her raising. That confirms one of my theories. Not only is the Dream Scourge affecting our farms, it's disrupting animancy, unraveling our work. Sounds like I have more research ahead of me, but at least now I have a sense of direction. Thank you for getting your hands dirty on my behalf, godlike. You're a natural.
So I'm assuming this is Beatrice. That's where we just got the item from. I mean, it's definitely not the worst idea I've heard so far in this game. Like, think about it. You literally don't have to pay them. They don't ever get tired. They can't talk back. They are quite literally the greatest creation for manual labor. Now, on the flippity flop side, you run the risk of them killing you. I guess that is something to be cautious about, but so far it seems like she has a good handle on them. Oh, it's on the table. My lord, I didn't even see it. This is really cool, this farm. Bard. Okay. Good work, gentlemen. Undead. Wait, is this an undead court? What the heck is this goat?
You take lead.
See anything to like shoot or anything in here? How do we get into that back area? Oh, there's a hole right there. Dang it. Wait, you're not friendly? See, this is what I mean. They can turn on you. It just takes one mistake and they're gonna kill you. Now, why did she have Silvo locked in there? That's what I want to know. All right, let's have a quick chat with her, see what she says about that, if she says anything about Silvo.
Emerald Stair has seen...
Never mind. Okay.
Hand in hand, they toil, and the earth gives in return. The smile of the harvest.
All right, I think we'll make our way up towards what I'm assuming is that city we saw in the distance with the glowing purple lights. We can have a look around all this at some point.
Supposed to live like this? Ah, Adam.
Nice hat.
You've caught me at an unfortunate time. You wouldn't happen to be an animancer. I just need someone who can tame these damnable beings. If I have to chase down one more revenant, I'll lose my mind.
You didn't think to put bells on them?
I don't know. They just disappear. I wish they would at least come back. Soon I won't have any left. It's not like I enjoy imposing on you, but I'm afraid if I look for them, the rest will wander off. If Elia finds out, I'll never hear the end of it. She wouldn't push her research far enough. She wasn't willing to take risks.
Whatever you all are doing, it's clearly working wonders so far.
And how's that risk-taking working out for you?
You know, maybe there is something. Maybe I know where they went. I've caught them trying to shamble off to the nearby lake before. Revenants aren't very bright. That can't be a coincidence. They must be attracted to something. It could even have power over them. It could be anything in a place like this. A relic? A grimoire? Luminous Adra? No, that wouldn't make sense. Nonsense. Revenants are harmless. It's hard enough making them useful. Oh, and if you find something, I'd be grateful if you brought it here. I want to see whether it leads the surviving revenants back. The only way to find out is to experiment.
All right, so we got a quest to go find the missing revenants on the beach. Like I said, let's go ahead and run to the city. I'm sure we're gonna get some quests in this region. It seems pretty big as well. I'm actually really surprised with how big the map is. Obviously, Dawnshore had a decent size to it. Now, Emerald Stair doesn't look like it's a whole heck of a lot smaller. So if there's like 5, 6, I don't know how many maps there's gonna be. But if there's that size, like, I mean, that's a decent world to explore. But I know we're gonna get sent back out for some tasks. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can't pick up as many quests as possible before we continue an adventure in this new
I
area.
really don't think you can deny that everything wrong in Eora obviously comes from using animancy.
All right.
You showed up at a bad time. Word of advice, give a wide berth to the governor's manor. Giata's about to tear that poor man a new one.
Well, that is where I'm headed.
Well, I hope you have a stomach for profanity.
Huh. A woman shouting profanity at leadership? Reminds me of home.
She came storming up the hill with a wheelbarrow full of spoiled crops. Then the shouting started.
Animancers fighting? This I have to see.
This isn't the first time Giata's put the governor in his place, but it might be the last. You could do a lot worse than Giata, but she can be a bit confrontational. The governor's manor is on the far side of town. You can't miss it. Just follow the sound of foul language.
I was hoping to learn some local curses.
Looking forward to seeing what it looks like when animancers fight.
Yeah, it would be really cool to see two animancers going up against each other. It would probably be an absolute gong show to behold.
Ah, the Emperor's envoy. Inquisitor Ludwig said you might be heading this way. As am I, in a way. Forgive me. I'm Captain Alfia, captain in the Steel Garrote. If you're here to speak with Vidaro, I'm afraid you'll find the governor is quite beyond reason. These Valians and their love of animancy. Good. Perhaps he will listen to you. I am not fashioned for statecraft. Still, I think the governor is too stubborn to be persuaded even by the Emperor's finest. When diplomacy fails, the Steel Garrote will be ready to ensure the safety of Adiran interests.
What are you talking about?
We all have our part to play, envoy. Until later.
She's as subtle as a broadside.
Does subtle mean something different outside of Solace?
This looks sweet. I like the pink lights. Like it definitely has almost like an Artificer from D&D vibe, where, you know, things are very colorful. They use magic. It's not just normal source. Like you got purple flames. You got all this metallic stuff. A bounty board again. Guess we're going bounty hunting.
Oh. Ah. Those Delem gun.
Go ahead and grab every single one of those. The bounties are actually a very good source of gear and currency. Again, I said it last episode, but I highly recommend you do not ignore the bounty board if you want to get some pretty solid early gear and money. All right, where are we going? This is a pretty sizable city as well. Looks like we have one more quest on the right side, one on the left side, but let's have a quick gander around this new town. It's definitely pretty cool looking.
For a refreshment?
So what are you, a brewer?
If you are looking for sanctuary, you have found it. The Gifted Magpie is a house of calm, rational discussion. We have only two rules of conduct. Maintain dignity and speak in a soft tone of voice. To put it gently, yes. Giata Castel is giving our governor a piece of her mind, loud enough to rattle the windows. Animancers are miracle workers, but their work breeds obsession, rivalry, and bitter disagreement.
Must see a lot of animancers around here.
Anxiety keeps me in business.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This tea house is where troubled minds come to approach problems from a quieter angle. I would check.
Yeah, definitely don't need to drink any of this concoction right now. Probably gives you buffs or certain effects like that, but we're gonna hold off. I really am vibing with this animancy stuff. For those of you who don't know, I'm part of a D&D campaign where I play a Loxodon Artificer, which if you don't know what that is, it's an elephant folk artificer. And this reminds me a lot of playing that character. Just, I don't know, arcane natures when it comes to artificers is just a whole different beast compared to, say, a wizard or a sorcerer. Requires Giada's basement key. So we found Giada's basement. We'll have to keep that one in the old memory log. Giada's house. There's a grimoire, an epic grimoire, or unique rather. I find it kind of funny in this game how you can freely just go about people's housing and steal stuff. Doesn't look like there's much to the house though. We'll have to try and find a different way in maybe.
Careful! I will get thrown out of the pub. Where are
I had one job.
Really?
One job. Look out for her, Fidelio. How hard could that have been?
Is everybody in this city miserable?
Not everyone has the ranger captain breathing down their neck. I don't mean that. I have a lot on my plate.
Where's the rest of their squad? Shouldn't you be put out on patrol?
I'd like to be. They're out searching. Someone had to hold down the fort. My two youngest rangers were supposed to report back from their rounds. I assumed they'd turn up. But it's been 3 days now. They're still not here. 3 times this month. They're going to be the death of me. They're besotted. I can't get them to think about anything else. Belena and Adalaro were my most promising recruits. Now, all they do is sneak off to...
Dip the pen in the inkwell?
I wouldn't have put it
Oh my
that
god,
way,
that's fantastic.
all right.
Well, there's worse places to make the four-legged beast. I promise you that.
Oh my god, the
New
innuendos.
recruits running off with each other? Oh man, this brings me back.
Anyway, I never thought I had any cause for concern. They always found their way back eventually, but they haven't this time. They're out there, all alone, and they could be in danger, and
All right, we'll find them.
The last time I saw them, I sent them to patrol the northern riverbed. If you go that way, please, keep an eye out for them. I'm losing my mind in here.
Roger that.
Two young Nimdutin wandering out by a river. Consider them found.
Maybe we...
Heck is in here? Whoa. The Animancy Workshop. Yo, this is actually fire.
I can't let anyone else discover this.
I think we'll likely be visiting this place quite a bit, so I'm not gonna talk to anybody just yet. I'm guessing we'll be back here. We are overweight. Doesn't happen often. You actually have a great deal. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's get rid of that. We already have that. Ooh, greater elements? I don't know if I have greater elements. Okay, get rid of that. Stashing all these, you can't dismantle clothing, which is kind of interesting. I keep sending them all back to my camp. I'm gonna have to dig them all out and go and sell them at some point. Merchant. Oops, this just took me outside, didn't it? Dang it! I went to the wrong door. I should have read it before I went in. Right back in we go. Okay, we're getting closer to the person we need to talk to.
Giata, what's the meaning of this?
Look at these crops. How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dream Scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike? Charmed. Forgive me for staring. It's just, we don't see many of your kind anymore.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Tempers are high, but I don't see any assassins. Yet.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion.
Ooh, I like this surliness. I'm an envoy. Is that official enough?
Very well. I hope you remember that behind these walls, your influence has limits.
I'm sure he didn't come all this way just to challenge your authority. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Ha! Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now, our farms.
I've seen corruption in nature, but never this advanced.
There may still be time to reverse the damage.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did.
As usual, Giata never misses a chance to slander me. I don't ignore her concerns, only her methods.
And you still do nothing. Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Once again, bureaucracy stands in the way of getting things done.
I'm just trying to stop Giata from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark.
She is the one taking the risks. She does seem pretty confident she knows what she's doing. I also can't stand this guy. He's already pissed me off twice. Seems pretty rude and full of himself as well. So let's go ahead and say I think she knows what she's doing.
I see you're unfamiliar with animancy. Be careful with your assumptions.
I love animancy, so I'm all
tell him
for
about
it.
your family's basement, or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart.
I don't care about the governor's doubts, to be honest.
Then we'd better do it somewhere else. Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Giata.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Giata Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Messiverno.
Banished?
What?
Seems a bit harsh.
We can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Giata is an outcast. Perhaps, but I can't just let her continue to poison the minds of my animancers.
They aren't your animancers. Your father understood that.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Messiverno.
Not you. You haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog.
Ooh.
We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west by the workshop.
Look, I definitely see this dude's
Maybe we'll need to
like concerns, right? Like he's not entirely wrong, assuming I understand the full potential of animancy. But at the same time, like that was a bit harsh just because he wasn't in favor of all that sort of stuff. So we'll go have a chat with Giada in a moment. I'm sure she's got some sort of plan brewing up her sleeves. So we'll go there in just a moment. I do want to just quickly mark off some more things and points of interest as we find them.
Empty again.
Seems that way.
Vidaro says the current crop looks promising, though.
How can he know that? He's not a farmer.
Be patient. He hasn't steered us wrong before.
Oh, you startled me. This old woman can get lost in prayer from time to time. You must be the Adiran envoy I've been hearing about. Apologies for any hardships you may have experienced getting here. The failing crops, the strange beasts, and even the dream scourge are all the result of our neglect of the dead. Oh, sure. I can't take the blame for all of Fjeor's problems, but my negligence has only made things worse. The dead of Fjord expect certain rituals to be carried out. I have failed to perform those rituals, and now the spirits are angry.
I don't really know how I want to approach. Dead of Fjord expects certain rituals to be carried. I've failed to perform those rituals, and now the spirits are angry.
Are you volunteering us to hang out in a graveyard?
Hell yes.
Oh, if you would, that would simply be wonderful. I wouldn't know how to thank you. Our recent dead require a final meal to ease their passage from life. Without it, they can't rejoin the cycle.
You've got people waiting in line for their next meal, and you want to waste food on the dead?
I got food from the grain merchant stores. I just need someone to leave it at the graves. The dead will take it from there.
Flesh and bone. They bring the fruit to those who cannot eat. What tree calls for its branches to endure these rituals?
I could call her out with either resolve or perception. We're definitely building more towards perception, so...
I did, yes. With things the way they are, there was no other way to get what I need for the ritual. If I didn't think this was important, I wouldn't have taken the food. But this ritual is the key to everything. I know Elena would understand how important it is to pay tribute to the dead.
I feel like this is true. Feeding the living should outweigh the needs of the dead. I feel like that's not rocket science.
But this does help the living. By appeasing the dead, we end the dangers their anger caused. The crops will grow again. The dream scourge will end. All will be well once more.
I expect payment for this ridiculous scheme. This is far from crazy thing we've done today. Let's do it. I want payment if we're doing this.
Do it for whatever reason you like, as long as it gets done. The first offering goes to a cliffside grave on the southern coast. The second offering goes to a grave in the swamp, far to the west from here. The final offering should be taken to the truffle farm east of Fjord, where a family lost their lives to the encroaching wilds. That is the least of my worries. But yes, bringing closure to the recent dead will finally allow me a good night's sleep. I can't thank you enough for helping to ease the conscience of an old lady. Please, return when the rituals are complete.
All right, well, we just got a boatload of different rictuals we need to go and complete, so we'll definitely take that task on at some point here.
To failure. Ugh, neither am I. But
All right, I think we're back in the main square now, so we should be able to head over to Giada's house, have a quick conversation to see what her plan is after what just happened.
I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
True.
Giada, some manners, if you please.
I thought she was being polite.
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego. What does he know? He isn't even an animancer.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Misiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone.
I mean, this is true as well. You're better off without the governor controlling you.
Most of us would be better off without tyrannical bureaucrats. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want. On my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long. Straight to business then.
Hell yeah, that's the way we
I
operate.
respect that. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast. Don't worry. Ignasi can't banish us all. Monto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fior. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge.
I mean, it sounds like we got a
We're
big
about to make
task ahead of
history.
us.
But first, research.
Roger, Roger. Okay, so consult with Monto, Elia, and Yvette.
Next time we go shopping.
So it looks like we do actually have to go back into the Animancer building, which is exactly why I waited and held off. Hello, Monto.
Oh,
nice
I
glasses.
heard there was a new arrival, but I didn't expect a godlike. Welcome to our modest workshop. Giada.
She said name drop.
What a loss. I owe that young woman more than I could ever repay. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked. Yes, her theory of the Dream Scourge, I'm quite familiar. What I need is a stronger power source.
Can't you just animance one? Oh, my boy isn't that dumb. We ain't
Perhaps,
that stupid.
If you can help me find an appropriate battery of essence. I could use a large single block of Adra, but harvesting it is difficult in this
Don't we have
environment.
Adra? We might be able to just give him
Wait.
one.
One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove.
What the hell is a... Also, this is such a good feature. I really wish more RPGs did this. So anything that has history or lore is going to be highlighted in this green color. And you can press the dialogue, history, and lore and look up exactly what they're talking about. So if you're ever like kind of confused about what they just said or be like, I have no idea what the context is here, you can actually just open it right here in the conversation. It doesn't pause it and you can read up on it. So we just learned that it's an ancient being who are spiritually bound to an Adra pillar. They defend their home pillars until death against encroaching civilizations. So that's really cool. I love how they added that. All right. At the risk of stating the obvious, we're standing in front of a massive Adra pillar. died? That's unusual. They can live for centuries.
As you've seen, Envoy, there are many unusual things happening lately. An Ardragon's heart can hold an immense amount of essence. The grove is to the west, across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgan queen holds court there. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgan in these parts are hostile.
Delamgan, that's how you pronounce it.
So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delamgan queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully, try not to kill her guards. Do be careful. Emerald Stair is not itself these days.
All right, right on.
Let's go.
So that's one.
But Adragon's heart isn't going to yank itself out.
So we got 2 people over here.
Come on. My invention is guaranteed to enlarge.
Looks like they might be out of the city as well. Is that true? Yes, they are. We also have a ton of stuff. Holy crap, dude. All right, well, we're going to go talk with the people here for the animancy method, and then I think we'll wrap up this video a little bit earlier. Last time we ran a little long, and I think we're just going to do a big tour of this entire little area and complete as many side missions and tasks as we can in the next episode. So it'll be kind of like a combat questing forward type scenario. We already talked with Elia. We know where they are. What's this? Speak to the grain merchant about the whereabouts. No, I think we just want to run all the way down and start the main mission a little bit further in its timeline, and then we'll start the next video, like I said, with a lot more action. There's gotta be a way into this building, right? Maybe not. This might be actually fully closed off. Okay. Guessing this building is the same. These are kind of... Oh. Huh. I'm surprised I can't enter. Seems like a lot of these buildings in this place are kind of just for environmental purposes. They're all broken apart, closed off.
What do you mean that's all you've got? Last week you said there would be grain.
I'll talk to her shortly. We now have the fast travel point, which is nice.
I don't see what's the problem.
If you can't see it, I doubt it.
I like the feel, the difference. They kept talking about how this place felt a little different. It was controlled by a weird source. We now know what the source is. It's got a very dark, swampy, eerie vibe to it. I like it.
My farmhands are very affectionate. Feel
Not gonna pet your zombies. Giada wants your opinion on the Dream Scourge.
Giada Castel wants my professional opinion. What an honor. I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have to ask, is it true? Did Vidaro kick her out of town?
Gossip travels fast.
Especially when a renowned animancer is shouting at the top of her lungs in the streets of Eora. Very well. I'll tell you what I know about the Dream Scourge. But first,
Of course
I need
you
some
do.
help around the farm. I'm up to my ears in chores around here, and the Revenants can only do so much. They can't do complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo.
You're talking about the Revenant in your barn. I dealt with him.
You did?
Oops.
That was quick.
That's what
Poor
exploring as an adventurer does.
He was a bright young Revenant, but a very old man. Thank you for giving him peace. So, the Dream Scourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it is older by far. Maybe even as old as the living lands. The exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the Dream Scourge. They have a common ancestor. There's something about the essence in the living lands that's different from anywhere else I've seen.
I've been plenty of unusual lands. None of them had a spirit plague.
Precisely my point. There is something unique at the heart of this. Not to get too superstitious, but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence. You are meant to be here. Toward what end, only you can say. And thank
Definitely
you
a
for
bit
the
skeptical,
interesting
but
riddle. You and Giat
we are new
going
to these
shake
lands.
things up. As for me, I'll be keeping a close eye on my flock.
Oh, and thank you for the nightmare fuel. I really have been sleeping entirely too well lately.
Marius actually has some really good one-liners.
Unsettling.
Yeah, it's definitely a very eerie, weird feeling, this town, but it's so funny talking to the folk who live here, because they're like, no, it's just what this place is like. It's literally... That's why, like, when information about things that my character's like, I'm a little skeptical. As a player, I fully agree. As a character, yeah, it makes sense you're skeptical, but at the same time, you're new to these lands. You don't really know a whole heck of a lot outside of what people tell you. Now, that's how rumors and stuff spread, but at the same time, you kind of just have to trust with the people that you got.
The great mystery is...
Some weapons on the docks here. Anything good? Doesn't look like it.
They just are. Remy, look what I found. A genuine godlike.
Do you think they can hear us?
Let's find out. Hello, me, Yvette. You friend?
Jesus. For a second, that caught me off guard. I was like, why the heck is she talking to me like that?
Marks of sophistication in the endangered godlike. We heard that Giada partnered up with an outsider, but I had no idea you were a godlike. Fascinating.
It's just that we've never met a godlike before. This is a big day for us.
Giada must have sent you to be our test subject. She knows how we adore your kind. Satisfy our curiosity and we'll give you everything Giada needs to finish her research. Deal?
Let's begin the examination.
Oh boy.
If you could choose, who or what would you be in your next life? Next time you go around the wheel, you might not get so lucky.
Wouldn't mind blending into a crowd for some
Tired of being
time.
remarkable? Interesting.
My turn. Some would call you blessed. Others would call you cursed. The fact remains, you were touched by the gods. Wouldn't you say that you owe something to the rest of us?
I owe you nothing.
No need to take offense. We merely seek to learn.
Oh, I thought of another. We all know that godlike can't reproduce. How do you plan on leaving a legacy after you're gone?
Godlike can't reproduce. That explains a few things.
Very optimistic, aren't we?
We're kind of just bullshitting them
I
now.
think that covers everything. Thank you for that brilliant insight, godlike. You're a credit to your dwindling kind.
So, Giada wants to know all about the Dream Scourge, yes? Such has been her research of late. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Just give me the bad news. I always take the bad news
There's
first.
no cure for the Dream Scourge, much in the way that there's no cure for an avalanche.
Giada will be interested to learn that the Dream Scourge cannot just be studied in a lab. Its nature is wild, so it has to be studied in the wild. Our machines and experiments would meddle with it too much.
And like anything affecting the soul, it must be connected to essence. Thus, if she wishes to discover more about the Dream Scourge, a Pillar of Adra would be a good place to start.
I assume not just any pillar will do because nothing is ever that simple. Elia believes the Dream Scourge and the Living Lands have a common ancestor.
Trust in animancy to always find the most complicated way around a problem.
It would have to be a very ancient pillar. Giata would know the details. An entity, you say? If this entity is your patron, that's all perfectly natural. But if it's something else, with enough essence and a capable animancer, perhaps you could trace this tether back to its source.
Right, and with a little fresh soccer, you can follow an ogre back to its lair. Still wouldn't recommend it.
Just be careful that your tether doesn't snap back and kill you in the process.
Now that we've researched the mind of a godlike, the next step is anatomy. But
oh boy,
we've
yep,
taken
nope, not
enough
doing
of your
that.
time. Farewell.
It's kind of interesting that the Animancy people have a lot of information on these folk, the godlike.
Were any of those words the ones
like,
we
considering
needed?
they say they have never seen one in however long they just said, it's kind of shocking.
Or it used to be.
I guess if they devote their entire time to studying this stuff, it makes sense, but yeah, they know a lot for not having encountered one, or at least one in a significantly long period of time.
I don't know who or what you are, and...
I don't think...
So, what do you want? Wrong. You're looking around and wasting my time. Go waste someone...
Yeah, she's not going to give us anything, so basically if they just have the conversation bubble, they can talk to you, but they won't give you any quests or any information pertaining to specific quest lines. So if you guys are like really immersive and you want to talk to all the local folk and stuff like that, you certainly can. There is a lot of people you can actually talk to in this game. I'm just trying to stay away from getting consumed in the conversations, because as much as lore is important, as much as understanding where you're actually playing, what zone you're playing in, and the people living there, there is already enough conversation in this game to last one playthrough if you don't even bother talking to people that don't have any quest items or anything like that. So if you're wondering why I'm not talking with everybody, or wondering if you can't talk to everybody, you can, or most people. Just be wary. It is a lot of dialogue. All right, I think that's all we're gonna do for this episode. Like I said, we kind of want to do a big tour of this entire area at the start of next one. We have a lot of things to tackle. We have to go up to what does that say? Lake Lacuna. So we'll go up to the lake in a bit. We have a couple more scenarios here on this side of Maxim's Claim, so we'll do all that. But I really am enjoying this game. It's really flipped on a switch. Not that I didn't enjoy it in the first couple episodes, but the last few have been really, really cool. So looking forward to diving into some more missions here on this second main province, whatever you want to call it. Its official name is the Emerald Stair, which is pretty sick. And we're going to continue that in the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell. We are getting closer and closer to 2,000. The community is growing very, very quickly. So if you're a fan of these playthroughs, there's going to be a ton more content dropping on the channel over the next couple months. So you're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourself. I appreciate you stopping by. And until the next video, we'll catch you then. Bye, guys.